Welcome to Find Global Discovery, the channel where stories from around the world come to life. Here, we go beyond headlines and trending topics to uncover the deeper truths behind culture, music, people, and global movements. From inspiring journeys to untold struggles, every story we share reveals the human side behind success, fame, and influence. At Global Discovery, we explore powerful stories from artists, creators, and communities across different countries, showing not only their achievements, but also the challenges that shape them. Whether it's the rise of global music groups, cultural breakthroughs, or inspiring voices changing the world, this channel is about understanding the stories behind the spotlight. If you're curious about the world, passionate about meaningful stories, and eager to discover what lies beneath the surface, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Global Discovery, and join us as we uncover the stories, struggles, and triumphs that connect people across the globe. Fame often appears perfect from the outside. Yet what if the spotlight hides more darkness than it reveals? This is the inside of fame, the part SB19 rarely shows the world. Beyond the cheers, the flashing cameras, and the dazzling stages, a quiet struggle unfolds that most people never notice. The cost of chasing perfection, the weight of pressure, and the reality behind the smiles. In this video, we explore the unseen side of SB19's rise to fame, the hurt behind the strength, and the fight behind the triumph. Before we dive in, remember to like, share, and subscribe, because this story may change the way you see SB19 forever. Long before the stage lights and recognition, SB19 were simply 5 young dreamers chasing a goal that once seemed unreachable. From small practice rooms to restless nights spent honing their skills, their journey began with nothing but determination, hope, and a shared belief that passion could overcome limits. They rose from obscurity and sparked a movement that reshaped what it meant to be a Filipino group on the global stage. Every performance and every lyric carried the heartbeat of a generation searching for inspiration. Their smiles looked natural and their energy unstoppable, but even in those early days, the expectations were already heavy. Behind every victory was fatigue, and behind every achievement stood sacrifice. As their popularity grew, fame began rising faster than they could adjust to it. Gradually, the dream they once loved started turning into something heavier, something that would test their strength, their friendship, and their humanity. As SB19's success expanded, the expectations surrounding them grew even stronger. Every note, every move, and every word suddenly carried weight, not just for them, but for millions watching. They were no longer simply performers. They had become symbols of national pride. The demand to stay flawless became overwhelming. Every performance had to feel perfect. Every public appearance needed to look immaculate, and even a small mistake could spark waves of criticism online. Rest itself began to feel uncomfortable because the world always demanded more. More effort, more smiles, more perfection. For the members, the pressure slowly blurred the line between loving their craft and simply performing. The very success they once prayed for began to feel like a silent weight resting on their shoulders day and night. And as the applause grew louder, a quiet question echoed within them. How long can anyone remain strong under a spotlight like this? Behind the bright success of sold-out arenas, SB19 faced struggles the public rarely saw. Cameras captured their energy, but never their exhaustion. Days blended into nights filled with rehearsals, interviews, and schedules that barely left room to breathe. The expectation of perfection became an unspoken rule that pushed them past their limits, both physically and emotionally. There were moments of quiet breakdowns behind closed doors, times when fatigue and doubt crept in. yet the world only saw their smiles. Fans witnessed the passion, but not the marks it left behind. Every cheer on stage echoed into silence backstage, where rest was a rare luxury and peace was difficult to find. While chasing the dream they once cherished, they slowly discovered a difficult truth. Fame does not always set you free. Sometimes it builds a cage. As the pressure continued to grow, another challenge slowly appeared. The loss of something every person values deeply: privacy. Fame, once a dream, became a spotlight that never turned off. Every step SB19 took was watched, recorded, and analyzed. Their personal lives turned into public conversations examined by strangers online. A simple walk outside could start rumors, and even a brief facial expression could spark controversy. Genuine friendships were questioned, and every word they spoke would become a headline. The same love from fans that felt powerful and inspiring sometimes became overwhelming. It was no longer easy to simply be themselves because the world wanted to define who they should be. Behind cheerful interviews and bright stage lights, they carried the quiet pain of losing something that could never truly be replaced: the freedom to live without constant judgment. Fame lifted them to incredible heights, but it also exposed them. In this fragile balance between admiration and intrusion, SB19 began to understand that even devotion can carry a darker side. As the spotlight grew stronger, the shadows surrounding it grew deeper. Loved by millions, the members of SB19 often faced battles that no one could see. The pressure to smile through exhaustion and appear strong even when feeling weak created a burden that fame could never erase. There were nights of quiet reflection when they wondered whether the dreams they chased had somehow turned into chains. Loneliness sometimes appeared even while standing before thousands of cheering fans. When the curtain dropped and the noise faded, what remained was the heavy silence of self-doubt. Could they ever live up to the impossible image the world had created for them? Success gave them almost everything they once wished for, yet peace remained elusive. In chasing greatness, they encountered the paradox of fame. The higher you climb, the more fragile the heart can become. As emotions deepened, another battlefield emerged, not on stage, but in the endless world of social media. In the digital age, fame thrives and collapses online, and SB19 knew this reality well. Every post, every word, and every gesture could fuel endless opinions. One tweet could ignite a storm. One rumor could spread like wildfire. Hate comments, fan conflicts, and constant scrutiny became part of daily life. The same internet that helped build their success also tested their resilience. It was no longer just about music. It became about surviving the noise. Amid all the chaos, they often chose silence, responding with grace rather than reaction. But silence carried its own cost, forcing them to bear the weight of words that cut deeply. The screen that once served as their stage had become a mirror reflecting both admiration and judgment. Still, they continued forward, believing authenticity was their strongest weapon. Through that struggle to remain true, they faced another challenge: holding on to their real selves. In a world that demands perfection, authenticity can feel like rebellion. For SB19, staying true to who they were became both their greatest challenge and their greatest triumph. The spotlight wanted idols, but they were human beings with flaws, fears, and fragile moments. Every decision required balancing artistry with image and honesty with expectation. They wanted to speak freely and reveal their real emotions, yet the fear of being misunderstood always lingered. Behind every performance existed a quiet question: are we still ourselves, or just the version the world expects us to be? Through music, however, they rediscovered honesty. Their lyrics began expressing vulnerability, and their performances carried raw emotion. Slowly, they reclaimed their story. It was no longer about appearing perfect. It was about being genuine. Through that courage, they inspired countless people to embrace imperfection as well. During the darkest moments of their fame, one thing never broke: the powerful bond holding them together. Brotherhood became their greatest strength. Through sleepless nights, controversies, and tears behind the stage, SB19 leaned on each other. What fame tried to divide, Brotherhood refused to let collapse. They laughed together when criticism came and lifted each other when exhaustion almost won. Their connection was never built on fame. It was forged through struggle, effort, and shared dreams. When one stumbled, the others helped him continue. That unity became their armor, protecting them from the chaos outside. Their fans also became part of that circle of strength, a worldwide family reminding them why they began this journey. Amid the pressure and noise, Brotherhood remained their anchor, a reminder that success means little without the people who walk beside you. Through loyalty and love, SB19 transformed pain into power. Even as they rose above hardships, the shadows of fame continued whispering lessons the world needed to hear. Fame may have tested them in unimaginable ways, but it also revealed their greatest strength, their humanity. From exhaustion to resilience, from criticism to courage, they showed that vulnerability is not weakness, but truth in its purest form. Their journey through the darker side of fame became a lesson for everyone. Even when the world demands perfection, authenticity is what truly inspires hearts. Their story reminds us that dreams are not only about applause, they are about endurance, faith, and finding light when everything feels heavy. The shadows did not destroy SB19, they shaped them. Through every silent battle, they learned that true success is not measured by fame, but by how deeply you touch lives while staying true to yourself. As their music continues to echo across the world, it carries a powerful message. Pain, when embraced, can transform into meaningful art. So the next time you see their dazzling smiles, remember the battles behind them. Remember that even in fame's darkest corners, light can still shine. Because SB19 never stopped being real. And that authenticity is what makes their story timeless, powerful, and unforgettable. If you enjoyed this story, tap like, share this video, and subscribe, because stories like SB19's deserve the world's spotlight.